Welcome to the Practical World Podcast, your gateway to work insights and captivating stories from Thailand and beyond. This is the real world. This is the Practical World Podcast.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take your source material, extract the most valuable insights, and basically give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed.
That's the goal.
Today, we're tackling a question you might not have really thought about, but, well, it could profoundly shape your professional journey.
Mm-hmm.
Why should you consider stepping into a training role, even if it's, just once in your career?
It's a really interesting question, actually. And looking through our sources here, they paint this vivid picture. It's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Being a trainer isn't just about sharing what you know. It can be a deeply transformative experience. We're talking real benefits, personal and professional.
Okay, that sounds like a big claim.
Yeah.
But our mission today is to unpack exactly that.
Right.
The compelling reasons, those often unexpected advantages, and yeah, let's be real, a few of the challenges that come with it.
Sure, gotta look at both sides.
So whether you're maybe a personal trainer already or in a corporate setting, maybe education, or even just someone thinking about how to, level up their skills, you'll probably see why this experience could be incredibly valuable. So let's dig in. Let's unpack this idea that it's more than just teaching.
Okay.
So when most people hear trainer, they probably picture someone standing at the front of a room, right? Just delivering information.
Yeah. The standard image.
The core idea here, from what we're seeing in the sources, it's really much more than that. It feels like a unique kind of dynamic growth opportunity in disguise.
Exactly. That's spot on. What really struck me going through this material is how broadly trainer is actually defined.
Oh, yeah.
It truly covers so many different roles. You've got fitness coaches helping clients hit goals, corporate folks upskilling their colleagues, educators shaping minds.
Right. All very different contexts.
But the sources make it clear. The act of training others, inherently offers these unique opportunities for self-development. It doesn't really matter the field.
So it's less about lecturing and more about what?
Facilitating.
Yeah, facilitating learning. That's a good way to put it.
Yep.
And facilitating learning for others, well, that inevitably forces you to really master your own stuff, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
That seems like one of the most immediate benefits the sources point to.
Well,
Becoming a trainer forces you, compels you to deepen your own expertise.
it's true. It's not enough to just know it.
No.
You have to break it down, simplify really complex ideas, and try to anticipate every single why or what if that a learner might throw at you.
But you got to be ready for anything.
Exactly. And that process, that active anticipation and simplification for someone else, it cements your own understanding in a way that just, studying on your own never could.
Interesting.
You're constantly challenged to stay current, too. Latest trends, new knowledge. It's almost like a built-in future-proofing for your career.
Okay, future-proofing, I like that. But beyond the actual subject matter, what about the other stuff? The soft skills, does that get sharpened too?
Ah, yes. Soft skills. This is where it gets really powerful, I think.
Oh.
The sources heavily emphasize that you develop these vital, universally valuable skills. Things like communication, leadership, adaptability.
You can see that. Because you're not just talking at people, are you?
No, not at all. You're learning to listen actively, to motivate, to kind of read a room, and importantly, to adjust your approach right there on the fly, adapting precisely. So for a personal trainer, maybe this means really honing those motivation and interpersonal skills, learning to tailor your style to, incredibly diverse personalities and needs.
Yeah, everyone's different.
It's way more than just handing out a workout plan. It's about inspiring actual change.
Right.
And really, for anyone in a training role, it's about leading a group through a learning journey, adapting when something clearly isn't landing, fostering an environment where people feel okay asking questions.
All those skills, they translate everywhere, don't they? Management, consulting.
Oh, definitely. Even just being a more effective team member day to day. These are huge.
And speaking of tailoring and adapting, there's another kind of unexpected gem the sources mention: creative freedom.
Yes, that's a big one.
Designing and delivering training, it lets you use your creativity to make the content engaging, right?
Yeah.
Impactful. You're not just reading off a script.
Well, often you're building the script yourself finding new ways to explain things, to demonstrate, to inspire.
So it's problem solving, but in a creative way.
It is, yeah. It's about making information not just understood, but actually sticky.
Sticky.
Yeah, memorable. So you might use analogies or real world scenarios, maybe interactive exercises. That kind of creative problem solving is, well, it's incredibly rewarding, and it definitely develops a different part of your professional brain.
Okay, so we've covered how training sharpens your own skills, the hard technical stuff, the soft skills, even sparks creativity. But it's not just about what you gain personally, is it?
No, not at all.
There seems to be this powerful giving back aspect that profoundly impacts your own sense of purpose.
Absolutely. That comes through really strongly in the sources.
Trainers get this chance to directly influence people, improve their lives somehow.
Yeah, whether it's, helping clients smash fitness goals they thought were impossible,
Mhm.
or upskilling colleagues so they can take on new challenges, maybe mentoring new folks just starting out. The impact it's tangible. You can see it.
And connecting that to the bigger picture.
Witnessing other people's progress, seeing their success because of your guidance. The sources highlight this as profoundly rewarding. It genuinely boosts your own job satisfaction.
It's that deep sense of fulfillment, isn't it? Motivation you get from seeing the actual difference you're making in someone's skills, their confidence, maybe even their whole outlook.
Exactly. It's the ultimate give back, and it's a powerful driver, something that frankly many people feel is missing in other kinds of roles.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about some of the more tangible perks, often unexpected ones.
Right.
For many training roles, especially maybe freelance or contract work, there's a surprising amount of flexibility mentioned.
That's a huge draw for a lot of people. You can often set your own schedule, maybe choose your clients, dictate the projects you take on.
Leads to better work-life balance, potentially. More autonomy.
For sure. Significant autonomy. You see personal trainers, for instance, using digital platforms now for even more flexibility, coaching clients across time zones, working from home.
Yeah, designing your own professional life, really.
hmm
And you mentioned working across time zones. Training can also open doors to travel.
It definitely can, both locally and internationally. You might get flown out to train a team in a different city, maybe even another country sometimes.
Wow. So it exposes you to new cultures, new places.
Yeah, a whole world of discovery that isn't always obvious from, say, a standard desk job.
Okay. And another big one that comes up, networking.
Ah, yes, the networking aspect is huge. As a trainer, you're constantly interacting with diverse groups of people.
Right. Different departments, clients from all sorts of backgrounds, other professionals at conferences.
Exactly. So it just naturally expands your professional network in ways few other roles can quite match.
And these aren't just like quick handshakes, are they? The sources suggest these connections can be really valuable.
Oh, absolutely. These new relationships can organically lead to some incredible opportunities down the line. Things like mentorship, maybe partnerships, even future jobs.
A strong network is always a huge asset, isn't it?
Definitely. For career advancement, personal growth, it's like a rolling stone gathering moss, but the moss is all valuable connections.
Huh. I like that. So, okay, thinking long term now, your career trajectory, what does having this training experience actually mean? How does it position you?
Well, the sources are pretty consistent on this. Training experience is often viewed incredibly favorably by employers
Why is that?
because it's a clear demonstration of leadership, first off, plus deep expertise, and critically, that ability to communicate complex ideas effectively.
Okay.
It basically screams valuable asset on a CV or a resume.
Makes sense. So it can be a springboard.
Definitely. Many trainers can springboard into all sorts of expanded career paths. Instructional designers, maybe coaches, consultants, even managers who are really good at developing their teams because they've been trainers.
I can see how that skill set would be really coveted. And it sounds like quite a few even go on to start their own businesses.
Oh, yeah. Leveraging that honed expertise and their network, thanks specialized training programs, maybe online coaching businesses, consultancy firms.
Lots of possibilities.
Absolutely. And the ability to take on more clients, especially with virtual platforms now, that can significantly boost earning potential too, moving beyond, traditional salary caps.
So this experience, it really positions you well for promotions, maybe salary increases.
And it plays a key role in preventing career stagnation. Keeps you agile, marketable.
Staying agile. On that note, in our, rapidly changing world, how does being a trainer specifically help you stay relevant in a constantly evolving industry?
Okay, this is where training becomes almost like a proactive strategy, a way to future-proof your career, going back to that idea?
So?
Well, it demands that you continuously update your own skills and knowledge. You have to keep pace with evolving trends, new technologies, shifting market demands. You simply can't train others effectively if you're not on the cutting edge yourself.
So you're forced to stay involved in the learning process, not just be a passive recipient.
Exactly. It means actively staying informed about the latest developments in your field. It means adopting new tools, new systems, so your skills don't become obsolete. And crucially, it enhances your adaptability, your agility. It forces you to cultivate a true growth mindset.
And that kind of resilience is vital today, isn't it?
Absolutely vital for navigating industry disruptions, especially in the current landscape.
Okay, so we've painted a pretty positive picture. But of course, like any role, being a trainer isn't without its challenges. And, for a complete picture, we should probably acknowledge those too.
Definitely. Got to be balanced. And the sources are pretty clear about some potential downsides.
Like what?
Well, for freelancers especially, irregular income can be a real concern. That feast or famine cycle.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It can also be pretty demanding, physically, mentally, requires a lot of energy, emotional resilience sometimes. And while continuous learning is a huge plus, the flip side is that it means constant adaptation. You're kind of never truly done learning.
Right. The work is never finished.
Exactly. You might also face, challenging learners, maybe unmotivated ones. That definitely tests your patience and your problem-solving skills.
Sure.
Work-life balance can sometimes be tricky too, especially if you're juggling lots of clients or projects. And let's be honest, getting started, initial certifications, advanced training, that can be costly up front.
Okay. All very valid points to keep in mind.
They are. But despite these hurdles, the overall consensus from the material we looked at, it's overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. The rewards in terms of personal fulfillment, that professional development, the expanded opportunities, they seem to almost universally make it a worthwhile experience for people who embrace it. It's really about choosing a path of continuous growth, challenges and all.
Okay, so let's try and summarize then. Taking on the role of a trainer, even if it's just for like a season in your career, it offers this incredible personal satisfaction.
Definitely.
Continuous learning, a unique outlet for creative expression, real flexibility in many cases.
Right.
And the chance to make a profound, lasting impact on other people.
It's just a really powerful way to grow yourself, to give back to your community or your industry, and to open entirely new doors in your career path.
So for you, our listener, we want to leave you with this, maybe a provocative thought.
Yeah.
How might you integrate the principles and skills we've talked about today? The communication, the adaptability, that creative problem solving, the deep dive into your own expertise. How could you bring those into your current role? Or maybe your future plans, even without formally becoming a trainer?
Yeah, where could you apply these insights right now?
Right now, to deepen your own expertise, enhance your influence, and truly make a difference. Something to chew on until our next deep dive.
Thank you for joining. This is the Practical World Podcast.